So how quickly do things go downhill from here? Stop asking that. People in chat, you ask, the rhetorical questions. So is this the vote to continue funding the government?
Mr. Merkley, no.
The results of this vote guarantee the passing of the blank check funding bill to Donald Trump. It is effectively a vote for funding Trump's actions and legitimizing them legally. Everyone wanted them to reject this. It was Schumer who led the charge in favor of it, being blatantly dishonest throughout. I like how Schumer pretended Republicans wanted a government shutdown, yet everyone on Twitter is celebrating right now. Yep. Schumer's like, that's why Republicans want a government shutdown. Meanwhile, every Democrat in the House voted against this bill.
Mr. Blumenthal, no.
Every Republican voted yes. The Republicans here voting yes. And Trump congratulated Schumer on switching sides and supporting the bill. Meanwhile, Schumer's trying to convince you he's actually defeating the Republicans by voting for the Trump bill that all the Republicans voted for. It's so blatant. The corruption is so fucking blatant. He just thinks everyone is stupid. Yeah, he hates you. He despises you. His job is to be an envoy for Wall Street. You're voting
on this
for him.
vote, the yeas are 62.
Yep.
The nays are 38. 3/5 of the senators duly chosen and sworn have voted in the affirmative. The motion is agreed to.
Mr. President, we've already locked in 10-minute
Majority Leader.
We've already locked in 10-minute votes for the balance of the number of votes, but if people stay here in their seats, we can execute that a lot more quickly.
The rest of this literally doesn't matter. It's a bunch of amendment votes that have 0% chance of passing, and then you have the actual budget vote, which requires only a simple majority, not 60 votes, but 50. Peter's response to voting: I can't engage with Peter's logic or Schumer's logic or anything like that, because I'm just going to say regrettable things. There's nothing else to say. There's no point in watching any of this. The Democrats have signed the country over to Trump. They chose to willingly for no reason. Well, there was a reason. It's because Schumer and many of the Senate Democrats are allegiant to Wall Street. That's it. That's it. There's no other reason. Everyone wanted them to reject it in favor of a shutdown. The House Dems did. Pelosi condemned it. Jeffries condemned it. The current and former DNC chairs condemned it. Everyone condemned it. Schumer alone, to the support of the Republicans and Donald Trump, supported it and whipped enough votes to do so. Peters is also going to retire. Who gives a fuck? They don't care. Summing up the votes necessary to win their seats is just it's a passing thought. It's a secondary concern for them. They don't serve you. Unmute for us. What do you want to? It's done.
Misnamed Inflation Reduction Act went to fund untargeted and heavily handed enforcement improvement. As I mentioned at the time, the last thing hardworking Americans need is an IRS funding bloat.
It's over. Mute this shit, shut this shit. Yeah, who fucking cares? It's over. The party is dead. It's a collaborationist party. There's nothing else. There's no, like, the only meaningful analysis that you can get out of this, like, you have to, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing that you can say except, like, this is what happens when the Democrats are controlled by the same corporate interests as the Republicans. You had an opportunity to do something so necessary and so overwhelmingly obvious that essentially that all the Democrats in the House, everyone, former and current DNC chair Pelosi, Jeffries, everyone, and it still wasn't enough, because on the minor lever of power that we have, the little wedge that Democrats enjoy, the ability they have, enough people ceded it. Even Gavin Newsom demanded they vote no. Everyone did. Is primarying them no longer viable? I just don't see how it matters, really. That's on the far side of a very long road. Total DNC boycott. I mean, it's not even like a DNC, like, there's a political theory, or like an argument, I guess, an idea called, like, what is it? The revolving door villain, rotating villain, whatever, whatever the specific term is. It essentially says, like, the Democrats, usually the Democrats, will always find just enough turncoats just enough bad guys to do the bad thing that the party as a whole is against. Now, I'm not cynical enough to believe that all of the Democrats in the House and Senate were only willing to appear that they voted against this because they knew that Schumer would whip up just enough votes for yes. I don't think that's true. I think that people are legitimately furious with Schumer, and I think that fury is both deserved and also understated. But it goes so far beyond. Why are Republicans always able to muster the unity within the party that they need, even though they're more divisive by their nature? Why can they do it? It's because they're not fighting against another fundamental interest. Being Hitler and supporting corporate interests to them are the same interest. Their ideology allows for a synthesis between these two. Whereas the Democrats can't meaningfully oppose this because as long as capital is on the side of Republicans, Democrats have to do what they say. At least enough Democrats. Jill Stein voters were right about what Democrats being collaborationist. I mean, takes one to know one. It's like, that's very much like vote Jill Stein to have even more immediate and direct collaborationism with the far right. So I don't necessarily think I would fix anything, Ron DeSantis voters stay winning. Oh yeah. Where is Jill Stein, by the way? She'll appear in 4 years, or maybe not now that America is like openly aligned with Russia. How bad is this really? Extremely bad. Again, and for the last time, I hope, the Democrats have given a bipartisan approval, a legitimization of the reckless budgetary behavior coming out of the White House. There are no holds on this. Like, it is a legitimization of their spending cuts, of their unconstitutional practices. It is the Democrats' signature on a bill saying, continue this behavior. It's not just providing money to the federal government. It's providing money with no holds barred to it, no stipulations on its spending or exercise, an authorization of what Trump is doing. It is the Republican funding bill. The Republicans wrote it. It's their bill. It is using Congress's power of the purse to directly legitimize. What happens next? I don't know. Can't see the future. Did it pass? Yeah, it passed. Dems are gambling that voters will forget about this in the future. The Dems that voted yes on this don't care about winning. Schumer doesn't care about winning. Peters doesn't care about winning. And in case you're, I'll state it again. Like, in case you're wondering who told Schumer to do this, look, right after Schumer said that he's going to back the Republican budget bill, Dow Jones gets a boost. Right as the markets open, too, because he said it late last night. Markets were closed when he said it. They opened back up. Oh, don't worry. The government isn't going to close down. Don't worry. We have a little bit more stability now. Watch the dip tomorrow. There might not be a dip tomorrow. Why would there be? Now the government's going to stay open. The markets are getting what they want.